The unexpected encounter. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Jack Hawkins as he maneuvered his small repair shuttle through the debris field. Twisted metal and shattered hull fragments floated silently around him, remnants of some long-forgotten battle. Jack had been working as a freelance mechanic in this remote sector for years, salvaging and repairing anything he could find to make ends meet. But nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to discover. His shuttle's sensors pinged, alerting him to a large metallic object drifting nearby. Jack's eyes widened as he caught sight of it through the viewscreen. It was like nothing he had ever seen before. The object was clearly artificial, its sleek lines and intricate patterns suggesting an advanced alien origin. But it was damaged, with deep gashes marring its surface and sparks of energy crackling along its frame. Well, Jack muttered to himself, a grin spreading across his face. What do we have here? He carefully guided his shuttle closer, engaging the tractor beam to stabilize the alien artifact. As he prepared to dock with it, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that this discovery was going to change everything. The airlock hissed as Jack stepped into the alien vessel, his environment suit protecting him from the vacuum of space. The interior was dimly lit, emergency power systems barely functioning. Jack's helmet lights illuminated strange symbols and pulsing conduits along the walls. He made his way deeper into the ship, his handheld scanner searching for the source of the damage. Suddenly, a flicker of movement caught his eye. Jack froze, his heart racing as he saw a massive figure slumped against a nearby wall. It was humanoid in shape, but easily twice his size. Its body seemed to be made of some kind of living metal, intricate patterns etched across its surface. The being's eyes were dark, but as Jack approached, they flickered to life with a soft blue glow. "Holy shit," Jack whispered, taking a step back. "You're alive." The alien being's eyes focused on Jack, and a deep, resonant voice filled his mind. "Human," it said, its tone a mixture of surprise and curiosity. "I am the Guardian. My systems are critically damaged. I require assistance." Jack hesitated for a moment, his instincts warring between caution and the ingrained desire to help. Finally, he nodded, moving closer to examine the Guardian's injuries. "I'm Jack," he said, running his scanner over the alien's form. "I'm a mechanic. I might be able to help, but I've never seen technology like this before." The Guardian's eyes flickered again, and Jack felt a gentle pressure in his mind, as if the being was probing his thoughts. "Your skills are adequate," the Guardian said after a moment. "I will guide you, but we must hurry. The threat that damaged me may return." Over the next few hours, Jack worked tirelessly to repair the Guardian's systems. The alien technology was far beyond anything he had ever encountered, but with the Guardian's guidance, he began to make progress. As he worked, the Guardian shared fragments of information about its purpose and the civilization it protected. "I am a sentinel," the Guardian explained, its voice growing stronger as Jack repaired its power core. "Created by the Zalan to safeguard the most precious secrets of the galaxy. But a great darkness threatens all life, the Umbrella. They seek to consume and corrupt everything in their path." Jack listened intently as he carefully reconnected a series of intricate energy conduits. "And these Umbrella," he asked, "they're the ones who attacked you?" The Guardian's eyes pulsed with a deep blue light. "Yes, they grow bolder, pushing deeper into protected space. If they are not stopped, all will be lost." As Jack completed the final repairs, he felt a surge of energy course through the Guardian's form. The alien being rose to its full height, towering over Jack. Its body shimmered with renewed power, the damage now fully healed. "You have done well, Jack Hawkins," the Guardian said, its voice filled with gratitude. "Your skills and determination are unexpected. I sense great potential within you." Jack removed his helmet, wiping the sweat from his brow. "Thanks," he said with a grin. "Just doing my job. Though I have to admit, this is a bit outside my usual repair work." The Guardian regarded Jack for a long moment, its gaze seeming to peer into his very soul. Then, To Jack's astonishment, it extended its hand. "The threats we face are greater than you can imagine," the Guardian said. "The Xelam's strength wanes, and new allies are needed. Jack Hawkins, will you join me in defending the galaxy against the darkness that comes?" Jack stared at the Guardian's outstretched hand, his mind reeling from the implications of what was being offered. He thought about his life up to this point, the lonely years drifting through space, scraping by on whatever work he could find. And now, here was a chance to be part of something greater, to make a real difference. With a deep breath, Jack reached out and clasped the Guardian's hand. The moment their hands touched, Jack felt a surge of energy course through his body. Images flashed through his mind, vast starfields, ancient alien cities, and a creeping darkness that threatened to engulf it all. "I'm in," Jack said, his voice filled with determination. "I don't know exactly what I'm getting myself into, but if I can help stop this threat, count me in." The Guardian's eyes glowed brightly, and Jack felt a sense of approval and acceptance wash over him. "Then let us begin," the Guardian said. "There is much to learn and little time. The fate of countless worlds now rests in our hands." As they prepared to leave the damaged ship, Jack couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation. He had always dreamed of adventure among the stars, but this was beyond anything he could have imagined. As he followed the Guardian back to his shuttle, he knew that his life would never be the same. The small repair shuttle, now carrying both Jack and the massive Guardian, detached from the alien vessel and set a course away from the debris field. As they traveled, the Guardian began to share more information about the conflict that threatened the galaxy. "The Umbrella are not a single race," the Guardian explained, its voice resonating in Jack's mind. "They are a corrupting force, born from the darkest reaches of space. They seek to twist all life to their will, creating an empire of shadows." Jack listened intently as he piloted the shuttle, his mind struggling to grasp the scale of the threat. "And the Xalon?" he asked. "They've been fighting this threat alone." The Guardian's eyes dimmed slightly. For millennia, the Xalon have stood as guardians of the galaxy's most powerful secrets. But their numbers dwindle, and the Umbrella grows stronger. That is why I was sent to seek new allies. As they traveled deeper into uncharted space, Jack found himself bombarded with new information and experiences. The Guardian began to teach him about Xelon technology, showing him how to interface with alien systems and weapons. Jack's natural aptitude for machinery served him well, and he quickly began to grasp concepts that would have seemed impossible just days before. Weeks passed as they journeyed towards Xalon space. Jack's small shuttle had been modified with Guardian technology, allowing it to travel vast distances in a fraction of the time. As they neared their destination, the Guardian grew more alert, its senses scanning for any sign of Umbrella activity. "We approach the outer defenses of Xalon territory," the Guardian announced. "Prepare yourself, Jack Hawkins. The welcome may not be entirely friendly." As if on cue, a group of sleek, silvery ships appeared on the shuttle's sensors. They moved with incredible speed and precision, quickly surrounding Jack's vessel. "Unidentified craft," a stern voice crackled over the comm system. "You have entered restricted Xelon space. Identify yourself and state your purpose immediately." Before Jack could respond, the Guardian interfaced with the shuttle's systems. "This is Guardian Unit HFY 729, returning from deep space reconnaissance. I bring with me a human ally. Request immediate audience with the High Council." There was a long pause, and Jack held his breath, wondering if they were about to be blasted out of the sky. Finally, the Xalon voice returned. "Guardian ZX 729, your return is most unexpected. You and your companion will be escorted to the capital. Do not deviate from your assigned flight path." As the Xelon ships fell into formation around them, Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. The alien vessels were works of art, their hulls shimmering with an otherworldly beauty. He glanced at the Guardian, who sat motionless beside him. "So," Jack said with a nervous chuckle, "I guess this is where the real adventure begins, huh?" The Guardian turned its glowing eyes towards him. Indeed, Jack Hawkins, the true test of your skills and courage lies ahead. Are you prepared to face it? Jack took a deep breath, his hands steady on the shuttle's controls. As ready as I'll ever be, he said with determination. Let's show these Zalan what a human mechanic can do. As they descended towards the Zalan homeworld, Jack's eyes widened at the sight before him. The planet was a marvel of advanced technology and natural beauty. Gleaming spires rose from lush forests, while sleek vehicles darted between them on invisible pathways. It was like nothing Jack had ever seen or imagined. The shuttle was guided to a landing platform near an enormous crystalline structure that Jack assumed must be the seat of Zalan government. As they touched down, Jack saw a group of tall, elegant aliens approaching. The Zalan were humanoid in appearance, but their skin shimmered with a metallic sheen, and their eyes glowed with an inner light. Well, Jack muttered to himself as he prepared to disembark, here goes nothing. As Jack and the Guardian stepped out of the shuttle, the lead Zalan stepped forward. Its gaze moved from the Guardian to Jack, a mixture of curiosity and suspicion evident in its glowing eyes. Guardian ZX-729, the Zalan said, its voice melodic yet authoritative. Your return is most unexpected, and this, human. Explain yourself. The Guardian straightened to its full height, its voice resonating with power. Honored Council, I bring before you Jack Hawkins of Earth. He has proven himself a worthy ally in our fight against the Umbrella. I have chosen him to stand with us in the coming darkness. A murmur ran through the assembled Zalan. Jack could feel their eyes upon him, sizing him up, judging his worth. He stood tall, meeting their gazes with determination. The lead Zalan raised a hand, silencing the whispers. This is most irregular, Guardian. You know our laws regarding outsiders. The secrets we protect cannot be shared lightly. With respect, Counselor, the Guardian replied, the old ways may no longer be sufficient. The Umbrella grows stronger, and our defenses weaken. New allies, new perspectives may be our only hope. Jack stepped forward, his heart pounding but his voice steady. I may not know much about your wars or your secrets, he said, addressing the Zalan directly. But I do know machines. I know how to fix things, how to make them work better. If there's any way I can help stop this threat, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. The Zalan regarded Jack for a long moment, its glowing eyes seeming to peer into his very soul. Finally, it nodded slowly. Very well, the Zalan said. You'll be given a chance to prove your worth human. But know this, any betrayal, any misuse of the knowledge you gain here, will be met with swift and final justice. Jack nodded sullenly. Understood. I won't let you down. As they were led into the crystalline structure, Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement mixed with trepidation. He was about to enter a world beyond his wildest dreams, to learn secrets that could change the fate of the galaxy. The adventure had truly begun, and Jack Hawkins, once a simple mechanic drifting through space, was now at the center of a conflict that would determine the fate of countless worlds. As he followed the Guardian and the Zalan deeper into the heart of their civilization, Jack knew that his life would never be the same again. The true test of his skills, his courage, and his humanity lay ahead, and Jack was determined to face it head-on, ready to show the galaxy what a human with determination and ingenuity could really do. The Cosmic Forge. Jack Hawkins stood in awe before the Cosmic Forge, a massive alien structure that pulsed with otherworldly energy. The Zalan had brought him to this secret facility deep within their homeworld, a place where the very fabric of reality could be manipulated. It was here that Jack would begin his training, learning to harness powers beyond human comprehension. This, Jack Hawkins, is where we shape the future. The Guardian's voice resonated in his mind. The Cosmic Forge is our greatest weapon against the Umbrella, and now it will be your proving ground. Jack approached the control panel, his fingers hovering over strange symbols and pulsing lights. Despite the alien nature of the technology, he felt a strange familiarity. It was as if the machine was calling to him, inviting him to unlock its secrets. "I've never seen anything like this," Jack murmured, his eyes wide with wonder. "What exactly does it do?" The lead Zalan, who had introduced himself as Zorthal, stepped forward. "The cosmic forge allows us to manipulate quantum probabilities to reshape matter and energy at its most fundamental level. In the right hands, it can create wonders beyond imagination. In the wrong hands, it could unmake reality itself," the Guardian finished grimly. Jack took a deep breath, the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. "And you want me to learn how to use this? I'm just a mechanic from Earth. How can I possibly?" "You underestimate yourself, Jack Hawkins," the Guardian interrupted. "Your mind possesses a unique flexibility, an ability to see connections where others see only chaos. This is why you were chosen." Zorthal nodded in agreement. "The human capacity for adaptation and innovation is unlike anything we have encountered. Perhaps it is exactly what we need in these dark times." Over the next few weeks, Jack immersed himself in learning the intricacies of the cosmic forge. He spent countless hours studying Zalan physics, practicing mental exercises to expand his consciousness, and running simulations of increasingly complex scenarios. To his surprise, Jack found that he had a natural affinity for the work. Where the Zalan approached the forge with rigid, logical thinking, Jack's human intuition allowed him to make creative leaps that often yielded unexpected results. One day, as Jack was running a particularly challenging simulation involving the creation of a stable wormhole, he had a sudden flash of inspiration. His fingers flew over the controls, inputting a series of commands that seemed to defy conventional logic. "Jack, what are you doing?" Zorthal asked, alarm evident in his voice. "That configuration is highly unstable," it cooled. But before the Zalan could finish, the simulation crystallized into a perfect, stable wormhole. The room fell silent as the Zalan scientists stared at the results in disbelief. How did you do that?" Zorthal finally managed to ask. Jack shrugged, a grin spreading across his face. "I just saw it, like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. I can't really explain it." The Guardian's eyes glowed with approval. "This is precisely why we need human perspective, Zorthal. Jack's mind works in ways we cannot predict, finding solutions we would never consider." As Jack's training progressed, word of his achievements spread throughout the Zalan civilization. Many were skeptical of the humans' involvement, but others saw hope in this new alliance. Jack found himself becoming something of a celebrity among the younger Zalan, who were fascinated by his tales of Earth and human culture. But even as Jack reveled in his newfound abilities and acceptance, a shadow loomed on the horizon. Reports of umbrella activity were increasing, with more and more worlds falling silent at the edges of Zalan space. One evening, as Jack was fine-tuning a new subroutine for the cosmic forge, alarms blared throughout the facility. The Guardian burst into the room, its eyes pulsing with urgent energy. "Jack, we need you now," it said, its voice tight with tension. "A massive umbrella fleet has been detected entering the system. They're heading straight for the cosmic forge." Jack's heart raced as he followed the Guardian to the command center. Holographic displays showed the approaching umbrella murder. A vast swarm of dark, twisted ships that seemed to devour the very light around them. Zorthal turned to Jack, his usual composure shaken. "We've never seen an attack force this large. Our defenses won't hold for long. Jack, you must use the cosmic forge. It's our only hope." Jack stared at the displays, his mind racing. The forge was powerful, yes, but he had never used it in actual combat. The simulations hadn't prepared him for this level of pressure, the knowledge that billions of lives hung in the balance. I don't know if I can do this," Jack said, his voice barely a whisper. The Guardian placed a massive hand on Jack's shoulder. "Remember why you were chosen, Jack Hawkins. Trust in your instincts, in that uniquely human spark that has brought you this far. The fate of the galaxy rests in your hands." Taking a deep breath, Jack nodded and stepped up to the Cosmic Forge's main control panel. As his fingers touched the controls, he felt a surge of energy course through him. In that moment, everything seemed to slow down. The chaos of the command center faded away, and Jack saw the battle not as a confusing swarm of ships and weapons, but as a complex, multi-dimensional puzzle. With a clarity he had never experienced before, Jack began to manipulate the forge. Reality itself seemed to bend to his will as he reshaped the very fabric of space around the Umbrella fleet. Wormholes opened and closed, redirecting enemy fire back upon itself. Pockets of altered space-time trapped entire squadrons of Umbrella ships, rendering them helpless. The Zalan watched in awe as Jack, his eyes glowing with the same energy that pulsed through the forge, single-handedly turned the tide of the battle. Within hours, the once unstoppable Umbrella Armada was in full retreat, leaving behind a graveyard of twisted metal and dark energy. As the last enemy ships disappeared from the sensors, Jack collapsed, exhausted but triumphant. The Guardian caught him before he hit the ground, its eyes shining with pride. "You did it, Jack," the Guardian said softly. "You saved us all." Zorthal approached, bowing deeply to Jack. "On behalf of the Zalan people, I offer you our deepest gratitude and respect. You have proven beyond any doubt the value of this alliance. From this day forward, you'll be known as Jack Hawkins, Forge Master and Defender of the Galaxy." As the Zalan erupted in cheers, Jack managed a tired smile. He had come so far from the lonely mechanic drifting through space. Now he was at the forefront of a war to save the galaxy, wielding powers beyond imagination. But even as he basked in the glow of victory, Jack knew that this was only the beginning. The Umbrella would return, stronger and more determined than ever. And when they did, Jack Hawkins, the human Forge Master, would be ready to face them. The battle for the galaxy had truly begun, and at its center stood a most unlikely hero, a human mechanic with the power to reshape reality itself. The Quantum Nexus Protocol. Jack Hawkins stood at the helm of the Starweaver, a ship unlike any other in the galaxy. Its sleek, biomechanical hull pulsed with living energy, a fusion of Zalan technology and Jack's own innovative designs. The vessel was the culmination of months of work, a modal version of the Cosmic Forge that would allow them to take the fight directly to the Umbrella. "Quantum engines primed," Jack announced, his hands dancing over the holographic controls. "Nexus fields stabilized. We're ready for the jump, Guardian." The Guardian, now permanently bonded to the ship's core, spoke through the vessel's systems. "Excellent, Jack. Remember, this technology is untested. The Quantum Nexus Protocol could revolutionize space travel or tear us apart at the atomic level." Jack grinned, a spark of excitement in his eyes. "Well, no risk, no reward, right? Let's make history." With a deep breath, Jack activated the Quantum Nexus Protocol. The ship shuddered, reality itself seeming to warp around them. In a flash of blinding light, the Starweaver vanished from Zalan space. Moments later, they rematerialized in a completely different sector of the galaxy. The journey, which should have taken weeks, had been accomplished in mere seconds. By the cosmic core, Zorthal gasped, his usually stoic demeanor shaken. "It worked. Jack, you've done it again." But there was no time for celebration. As the ship's sensors came back online, they detected a massive Umbrella presence nearby. They had emerged right in the middle of an invasion force. "Battle stations," Jack yelled, his mind already racing with tactical possibilities. "Guardian, initiate the hyperdimensional defense grid." As the Umbrella ships turned to attack, the Starweaver's defenses sprang to life. A shimmering field of multidimensional energy surrounded the ship, bending incoming fire into pocket dimensions. Jack's fingers flew over the controls, his consciousness merging with the ship's systems. He no longer saw the battle as a three-dimensional conflict, but as a complex, multi-dimensional chess game. "Deploying quantum disruptors," Jack announced, his voice eerily calm. Beams of energy lanced out from the Starweaver, not damaging the Umbrella ships directly, but altering the quantum state of their hulls. The affected vessels began to phase in and out of reality, their crew unable to maintain control. Zorthal coordinated with the Zalan fleet, which had been struggling against the Umbrella forces. "Jack, we need to clear a path for our allies. The Umbrella have some kind of superweapon charging up." Jack nodded, his mind already formulating a plan. "Guardian, prepare the Nexus cannon. We're going to show them what real power looks like." The front of the Starweaver began to glow, reality itself seeming to bend around the forming energy. With a thought from Jack, the Nexus cannon fired. A beam of pure quantum potential lanced out, cutting through the Umbrella fleet like a hot knife through butter. Ships caught in its path didn't explode, they simply ceased to exist, their very atoms scattered across multiple dimensions. As the Umbrella fleet reeled from the devastating attack, Jack noticed something strange. The superweapon the enemies had been charging was still powering up, but now it seemed unstable. "Guardian, analysis," Jack demanded, his hands flying over the controls to strengthen their shields. "The weapon appears to be a void core," the Guardian replied, its voice grim. "If it detonates, it could create a tear in the fabric of space-time itself." Jack's mind raced, calculating possibilities faster than any computer. "We can't let that happen. Zorthal, get the fleet out of here. We're going to contain the blast." "But Jack," Zorthal protested, "even the Starweaver can't withstand a void core detonation." "Maybe not," Jack replied with a grim smile, "but we can redirect it. Guardian, prepare for emergency quantum nexus jump. We're going to take that thing with us." As the Zalan fleet retreated, the Starweaver dove towards the unstable Umbrella superweapon. At the last possible moment, as the void core began to detonate, Jack activated the quantum nexus protocol. The ship, along with the exploding weapon, vanished in a flash of light. For a moment, there was silence. Then, light years away, in the empty void between galaxies, a new star briefly flared into existence before fading away. In the Zalan command center, alarms blared as sensors detected the massive energy spike. Did they make it?" a young Zalan officer asked, her voice trembling. Zorthal stared at the redouts, his face a mask of grief and awe. The void core detonation was contained. Jack Hawkins and the Guardian, they sacrificed themselves to save us all. A solemn silence fell over the command center. The human who had changed everything, who had given them hope against the Umbrella, was gone. But then, just as they were about to declare Jack and the Guardian lost, a familiar energy signature appeared on their sensors. In a flash of quantum fire, the Starweaver rematerialized in Zalan space. Its hull was scorched and warped, entire sections seeming to phase in and out of reality, but it was intact. Jack's voice, weak but triumphant, came over the comms. "This is the Starweaver. Mission accomplished. The void core has been neutralized." Cheers erupted throughout the Zalan fleet. Against all odds, Jack Hawkins had once again achieved the impossible. As repair ships rushed to assist the damaged Starweaver, Jack leaned back in his chair, exhausted but exhilarated. He had touched the very edge of creation, stared into the void between realities, and returned. "Guardian," he said softly, "I think it's time we took the fight to the Umbrella. What do you say we pay their home dimension a visit?" The Guardian's response resonated with approval and anticipation. "Indeed, Jack Hawkins. The Quantum Nexus Protocol has opened up possibilities we never imagined. The true battle for the fate of all realities is about to begin." As the Starweaver was towed back to the Zalan shipyards for repairs and upgrades, Jack knew that this was just the beginning. The Umbrella had underestimated humanity for the last time. Now, with the power of the Quantum Nexus at his command, Jack Hawkins was ready to rewrite the laws of the universe itself to save all of creation. The stage was set for the greatest adventure the multiverse had ever known, with a human mechanic turned reality-bending hero at its center. The Quantum Nexus Protocol had changed everything, and the true war for the fate of all existence was about to begin. The multiversal convergence. Jack Hawkins stood before the Zalan High Council, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The recent battles had changed him, infusing his very being with quantum energy. He was no longer just a human mechanic. He had become something more, a bridge between realities. The Umbrel threat is greater than we ever imagined, Jack began, his voice resonating with newfound power. They're not just invading our universe, they're consuming entire realities. We need to think bigger. Zorthal leaned forward, intrigued. What do you propose, Quantum Forge Master? Jack smiled at the new title. We're going to create the multiversal convergence engine. It's time we brought the fight to every version of the Umbrel, across all possible timelines. The council chamber erupted in murmurs of disbelief and excitement. Jack's plan was audacious, even by his standards. But after his recent victories, few doubted his ability to achieve the impossible. Over the next few months, Jack worked tirelessly on the convergence engine. It was a massive undertaking, combining the reality-warping power of the Cosmic Forge with the dimensional hopping capabilities of the Quantum Nexus Protocol. The Starweaver became the core of this new device, its systems expanded and enhanced beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. As the day of activation approached, representatives from countless alien races gathered to witness the event. The Umbrel threat had united the galaxy in ways never before seen, and all eyes were on the human who had given them hope. Jack stood at the controls of the convergence engine, the Guardian by his side. "Are you ready for this?" he asked, a hint of nervousness in his voice. The Guardian's eyes pulsed with anticipation. "We stand at the threshold of a new era, Jack Hawkins. Whatever comes, we face it together." With a deep breath, Jack activated the convergence engine. The fabric of reality itself seemed to shudder as the device came to life. Suddenly, the space around them blazed with light as countless parallel universes became visible. By the cosmic core, Zorthal gasped, "It's working." But before they could celebrate, alarms blared throughout the facility. Jack's eyes widened as he saw the readings on the display. The Umbrel, they're here. Somehow, they detected the convergence and launched a full-scale assault. Through the shimmering portals of the convergence engine, they could see Umbrel forces from multiple realities pouring into their universe. It was an invasion unlike anything they had ever faced. "Jack," the Guardian's voice was urgent, "we need to close the portals." But Jack's mind was already racing, seeing possibilities that others couldn't. "No," he said, a determined glint in his eye, "we're going to use this to our advantage. Guardian, initiate the quantum entanglement protocol." As the Umbrel forces approached, Jack's fingers danced over the controls. The convergence engine hummed with power, and suddenly, the invading Umbrel ships found themselves linked across realities. Every action taken against one ship affected its counterparts in other universes. "Now," Jack shouted, "fire the Nexus cannon." The Starweaver, integrated into the heart of the convergence engine, unleashed its most powerful weapon. The beam lanced out, striking a single Umbrel ship, and through the power of quantum entanglement, every version of that ship across the multiverse was destroyed simultaneously. The Umbrel forces reeled, unprepared for this level of multiversal warfare, but they were not defeated yet. From the largest portal emerged a massive, writhing form, the Umbrel Overmind, a being of pure darkness that existed across all realities. "Jack Hawkins," its voice boomed, shaking the very foundations of reality, "you have meddled in forces beyond your comprehension. Surrender now, and perhaps we will allow your universe to serve us rather than be consumed." Jack stood tall, unfazed by the cosmic horror before him. "Sorry, big guy, but surrender isn't in my vocabulary. Guardian, initiate the probability cascade." The convergence engine pulsed with energy as Jack's latest innovation came to life. Suddenly, every possible outcome of the battle began to play out simultaneously. The Zalan fleet found itself aided by alternate versions of itself, each making slightly different tactical decisions. The umbrella overmind rolled in confusion and anger as it faced not one enemy, but infinite variations. Jack, his mind expanded by the quantum energies flowing through him, directed the battle across multiple realities at once. "You see," Jack said, his voice calm despite the cosmic chaos around him, "that's the difference between us. You seek to consume and destroy. But humanity, we adapt. We innovate. We find possibilities where others see only darkness." With a final, reality-bending command, Jack unleashed the full power of the convergence engine. The probability cascade reached its peak, and suddenly, every version of the battle where the Allies were victorious collapsed into a single definitive outcome. The Umbrella forces shattered, their multiversal invasion crushed by the power of infinite possibilities. The Overmind, facing defeat across all realities, began to implode. As the dust settled and the portals closed, Jack slumped to his knees, exhausted but triumphant. The assembled aliens cheered, hailing him as the savior of not just their universe, but all universes. Zorthal approached, bowing deeply. "Jack Hawkins, you have done the impossible. The Umbrella threat is no more. What will you do now?" Jack looked up, a spark of adventure in his eyes. "The multiverse is vast, and there's so much we don't understand. I think it's time for a little exploration, don't you?" As the Starweaver prepared for its first official multiversal voyage, Jack couldn't help but smile. From a simple mechanic to the guardian of all realities, it had been one hell of a journey. "Ready, Guardian?" he asked, his hands on the controls. "Always, Jack Hawkins," came the reply. "The greatest adventure is yet to come." With a flash of quantum energy, the Starweaver vanished, ready to explore the infinite possibilities of the multiverse. And at its helm stood Jack Hawkins, mechanic, hero, and now the protector of all realities. The Quantum Singularity Odyssey. Jack Hawkins stood at the helm of the Starweaver, his eyes gleaming with the knowledge of 1,000 universes. The ship, now a living extension of his will, pulsed with energy as they navigated the treacherous waters of the multiverse. "Guardian," Jack called out, his voice resonating with newfound power. "I'm detecting an anomaly unlike anything we've encountered before. It's singing to me." The Guardian's presence filled the ship, its voice a blend of curiosity and caution. "A quantum singularity nexus, Jack. The legends speak of such phenomena, but none have ever been confirmed. It could be the key to unlocking the secrets of creation itself." As they approached the anomaly, reality began to warp around them. The Starweaver's hull shimmered, adapting to the fluctuating laws of physics. Through the viewscreen, Jack saw a swirling vortex of pure possibility, colors beyond human comprehension dancing at its edges. "Initiating quantum harmonic resonance," Jack announced, his fingers dancing over holographic controls. The ship's systems began to sync with the rhythm of the singularity, allowing them to drift closer without being torn apart. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Multiple interdimensional rifts detected, the Guardian warned. Unknown entities emerging. Through the swirling chaos, Jack saw them, beings of pure energy, their forms constantly shifting and changing. They moved with purpose, surrounding the Starweaver in a complex dance. First contact with fifth-dimensional beings, Jack breathed, his mind racing with possibilities. "Guardian, activate the Universal Translator Matrix." As the matrix spun up, the energy beings' movements began to coalesce into recognizable patterns. Slowly, their language of light and motion was decoded into something Jack could understand. "Greetings, quantum voyagers," the beings communicated. "We are the Luminoth, guardians of the cosmic weave. Your presence here has been foreseen, yet it defies all probability matrices." Jack stepped forward, his own body now shimmering with quantum energy. "I'm Jack Hawkins, and this is the Guardian. We come seeking knowledge and alliance against forces that threaten the very fabric of the multiverse." The Luminoth pulsed with what Jack interpreted as curiosity. the human who rewrote destiny. Your actions have sent ripples through the higher dimensions, altering the grand tapestry of existence. But a greater threat looms, one that even we cannot fully comprehend. Images flooded Jack's mind, glimpses of a darkness more profound than the umbrella, a void that hungered for the light of all creation. He saw entire universes winking out of existence, consumed by this unknowable force. The void entropy, Jack whispered, the name coming to him unbidden. It's unmaking reality itself. The Guardian's presence intensified, its voice filled with determination. This is why we were brought together, Jack. Our journey has prepared us for this ultimate challenge. The Luminoth's energy patterns shifted, conveying urgency. The quantum singularity nexus holds the power to reweave the fabric of reality, but its energies are too chaotic for us to control. Perhaps a being of both matter and quantum potential could succeed where we cannot. Jack understood immediately. His unique nature, a blend of human intuition and cosmic power, made him the perfect conduit for the Nexus's energy. "I'll do it," Jack said without hesitation. "But I'll need your help, all of you. We're going to recreate the multiverse, weaving a new pattern that the void entropy can't unravel." What followed was a symphony of creation unlike anything the cosmos had ever witnessed. Jack, his consciousness expanded to encompass entire dimensions, began to channel the raw power of the quantum singularity nexus. The Guardian acted as his anchor, keeping him tethered to his humanity as he reshaped reality. The Luminoth joined their energies with his, their higher dimensional knowledge guiding his efforts, and the Starwaver, more alive than ever, became the loom upon which this new cosmic tapestry was woven. Universes shifted and realigned. The boundaries between dimensions became fluid, allowing for a more resilient cosmic structure. Jack infused the very laws of physics with adaptability, creating a multiverse that could evolve to resist the encroachment of the void entropy. As the new reality coalesced, Jack felt himself changing. He was no longer simply human, nor was he a purely cosmic being. He had become something new, a quantum nexus avatar, a living bridge between all levels of existence. When the process was complete, Jack opened his eyes to a transformed cosmos. The multiverse hummed with new life and possibility, more vibrant and interconnected than ever before. The Luminoth's energy patterns radiated with awe. "You have done the impossible, Jack Hawkins. The cosmic weave has been rewoven, stronger and more resilient. The void entropy's advance has been halted." Jack smiled, feeling the pulse of this new reality coursing through him. "We've bought ourselves time, but the work isn't finished. There's a whole new multiverse out there to explore and protect." The Guardian's presence wrapped around him like a warm embrace, and we shall face it together, as we always have. As the Starweaver prepared to embark on its next journey, Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. From a lone mechanic drifting through space, he had become the architect of a new cosmic order. The possibilities that lay ahead were truly infinite. "Ready for our next adventure, Guardian?" Jack asked, his hands dancing over the ship's controls. "Always, Jack Hawkins," came the reply. "The quantum singularity odyssey has only just begun." With a thought, Jack activated the Starweaver's new cosmic fold drive. The ship shimmered and vanished, ready to explore the countless wonders of the reborn multiverse. And at its helm stood Jack Hawkins, mechanic, hero, quantum nexus avatar, and now the guardian of all creation. The greatest adventure in the history of the cosmos was about to unfold, with humanity's ingenuity and adaptability leading the way into a bright, infinite future.